Hello guys, I'm Tom, and today we will learn about the harvesters. Among the most fascinating and terrifying extraterrestrials brought to us by modern science fiction cinema, the harvesters undoubtedly stand out. These creatures, who made their striking debut in the iconic film Independence Day 1996, directed by Roland Emmerich, returned with force and renewed menace in the 2016 sequel, thus cementing their place in pop culture as one of the most memorable and visually disturbing alien villains of recent decades. Their presence has left an indelible mark on the collective imagination, becoming a symbol of relentless and sophisticated extraterrestrial terror. In this video, we will explore every aspect of the harvesters in depth, from their enigmatic origin and complex social structure to the astonishing abilities they possess, their vulnerabilities, and the advanced technology they employ to sow chaos in every corner of the galaxy. We will delve into why they have an unrelenting thirst for energy, their methods of invasion, and the unique biology that makes them so different from any known form of life. Get ready to discover why the harvesters are not simply common invaders, but a dark, calculating, and ruthless force that has redefined the concept of threat in the universe of science fiction. Far from being mere conquerors, the harvesters represent a ruthless species that travels from planet to planet with a single terrifying purpose: to extract the energy contained in the cores of the worlds they attack, regardless of the cost or destruction they cause in the process. For them, all forms of life, from the simplest organisms to advanced civilizations, are obstacles that must be eliminated with brutal efficiency. Their biology is as strange as it is unsettling. They possess viscous, alien bodies that blend perfectly with advanced biomechanical suits. These exosuits, designed with terrifying precision, maximize their lethality and control over their victims, functioning almost as an extension of their own minds and bodies. But the story of the harvesters goes far beyond a simple extraterrestrial invasion. These creatures operate as a hive-mind, a collective intelligence that connects every individual in a network of coordinated thought and action. Their technology is not only advanced, but seems to defy known laws of physics and biology, far surpassing humanity and many other civilizations scattered across the cosmos. It is believed that their home planet was once the seat of an advanced civilization made up of robotic forms that were almost entirely wiped out by the harvesters themselves. Now, these beings are hunted by a relentless intergalactic coalition, an alliance of races and space governments whose mission is to stop the expansion and extermination caused by the harvesters. The first documented contact between humanity and the harvesters occurred in 1967 during the legendary Roswell incident, when one of their ships crashed spectacularly in the New Mexico desert. Since then, Earth has remained at the center of their relentless search for energy resources, a constant threat dramatically reflected in the 2 installments of the Independence Day saga. This fact not only establishes a link between fiction and urban legends, but also adds a layer of mystery that keeps fascination with these beings alive. Visually, the harvesters both impress and horrify in equal measure. Their biomechanical suits represent a fusion of organic horror and technological functionality. Inspired by the queens of their species, they have multiple tentacles and an alien aesthetic that reflects the rigid caste-based social structure and absolute control. These exosuits give them an almost invincible appearance, although paradoxically, they are physically fragile, with resistance comparable to that of humans and a vital dependence on oxygen to survive outside their ships. This duality between their technological power and biological vulnerability adds complexity to their role as antagonists. One of the most unsettling aspects of the harvesters is their mode of communication. They completely lack mouths or vocal cords, and instead of producing sounds, they communicate telepathically. This ability allows them to transmit thoughts, emotions, visions, and even exert mental control over other beings. Thanks to this psychic communication, they are unpredictable and terrifying enemies, capable of inflicting mental damage and manipulating the will of their adversaries without the need for direct physical contact. This characteristic makes them a multidimensional threat, difficult to counter with conventional methods. The harvesters have reached a truly impressive level of technology, positioning themselves at the forefront of scientific advancement in the known universe. Their mastery extends not only to state-of-the-art energy weapons and sophisticated defensive shields, but also to a fleet of colossal spacecraft that seem to defy any conventional logic. Among their greatest technological achievements is the ability to create and control wormholes, cosmic portals that allow them to instantly travel across vast distances in the galaxy, a resource that turns their invasions into lightning-fast attacks almost impossible to anticipate or stop. This interstellar teleportation technology has redefined space warfare and grants them an unprecedented strategic advantage. However, despite their impressive arsenal and advances, technological evolution among the harvesters appears to have stagnated in recent decades. The main reason behind this apparent pause is paradoxical. Their constant success and absolute dominance over numerous worlds have led them to rely excessively on their superiority, almost completely eliminating the urgency to innovate or improve their systems. This complacency could be an Achilles heel, since in a dynamic and competitive universe, falling behind technologically can mean the difference between survival and extinction. In a cosmos where conventional travel is slow, exhausting, and requires enormous resources, wormholes allow them to move with a speed and efficiency unmatched by any other species. Nevertheless, they are not the only ones who have developed or adapted this technology. Other hostile civilizations have managed to capture and modify this capability, turning it into a weapon against the harvesters themselves, generating a real threat and a new technological challenge for these invaders. This has given rise to a dangerous game of advances and counterattacks that could tip the balance in future galactic confrontations. The main means of transportation and power for the harvesters are their gigantic motherships, also simply called harvesters, true space cities measuring approximately 5,000 kilometers in diameter. These colossal structures are mobile fortresses where life and war converge in a sinister symbiosis. Inside, the queens, absolute matriarchs and pillars of the colony, meticulously coordinate every operation, from dispatching scout ships to organizing attack fleets aimed at initiating invasions of any target planet. These motherships are not only command centers, but also house laboratories, storage facilities, hangars, and self-sustaining ecosystems. Scout ships, which measure about 400 kilometers long, act as advanced reconnaissance and preparation units, working in perfect synchrony with attack fleets composed of 83 smaller ships, each about 25 kilometers in length. The latter are specifically designed to devastate entire cities, deploying devastating weaponry capable of reducing any resistance to rubble. Interestingly, in the first movie of the saga, we never see a mothership in action. This is because, due to their immense confidence in their power, the harvesters rarely deploy the Queen and her imposing ship for a direct attack. They prefer to keep the command center protected, delegating the dirty work to their subordinate fleets. Inside these harvester ships, one finds not only war technology but also entire ecosystems. They contain areas with living plants, water reserves, and probably advanced recycling systems, suggesting that these ships function as true mobile worlds, self-sufficient and terrifyingly efficient. These environments allow them to survive for long periods in the vacuum of space, while continuing their conquest and extraction operations. When the harvesters launch an attack, the offensive is massive and brutal. They destroy cities, eliminate all local resistance, and then proceed to extract the core and essential resources of the planet. This devastating process not only annihilates life on the surface, but also destroys the planet's internal structure and magnetic field, ensuring the world's definitive death. This method has been responsible for the fall of thousands of planets throughout the galaxy, leaving behind a trail of dead worlds and ravaged ecosystems. The fact that we did not detect a mothership near Earth during the events of 1996 indicates that these colossal structures primarily operate as command and storage centers. Meanwhile, the subordinate ships carry out battles and extraction operations, returning afterward to absorb planetary cores and resupply the fleet. This strategy reflects a preference to preserve the main forces, as most civilizations they face are technologically inferior, allowing them to avoid unnecessary risks. Regarding their personal weaponry, the Harvesters employ two main types of biosuits. On one hand, there are the colonizers smaller in size, approximately 3 meters tall, designed for exploration and less aggressive tasks. On the other hand, there are the soldiers, much more robust and taller, reaching around 3.6 meters, equipped with advanced shields and plasma weaponry, prepared for direct combat and elimination of any resistance. These suits not only enhance their physical strength, but also provide protection and additional offensive capabilities. However, the true power within the colony resides in the Queen, an imposing figure who can measure between 45 and 78 meters when equipped with her special biosuit. The Queen mentally dominates the entire colony, coordinating and overseeing every movement, and pilots her own mothership, a symbol of authority and absolute control. These leaders are intelligent, aggressive, and formidable strategists, unique within the species for possessing a mouth and vocal cords, allowing them to communicate more directly. Their biosuits include extremely powerful energy shields designed to protect them from any threat, whether physical or psychic. Although there are multiple queens commanding various colonies scattered throughout the galaxy, it is speculated that a supreme queen coordinates and directs all the others, acting as the central head that holds this ruthless species together. This central figure represents the ultimate power and undisputed authority within the Harvester's hierarchy, and it is likely that her appearance will be a key element in future saga installments, symbolizing the ultimate threat and the core of evil driving this race. When a queen dies or is eliminated, the fleet and mothership immediately call for reinforcements to select a successor, thus ensuring the continuity of colonization and the unstoppable expansion of the Harvesters. This process guarantees that the social and military structure of the colony never breaks down, keeping alive the war machine they have built to dominate the galaxy. And that's all for what we know so far about the Harvesters, those imposing and terrifying creatures who star in the Independence Day saga. From their advanced technology to their unique biology and their ruthless mission to harvest planetary energy, the Harvesters have become one of the most iconic and memorable antagonists in modern science fiction cinema. Personally, I'm fascinated by how such a lethal threat can be backed by such a complex collective intelligence and an elaborate social structure. They are much more than invaders. They are a dark force that challenges everything we know about life, technology, and galactic survival. Now, I want to hear your opinion. Did you already know about the Harvesters and their universe? What impresses or terrifies you the most about them? And if you had to face one of these beings, how do you think you would react? Leave me your answers and comments below, because I love reading your thoughts and discussing these topics with you. As always, infinite thanks for joining me on this journey through the cosmos and its mysteries. If you liked the video, don't forget to share it to support the channel and subscribe so you don't miss any of my new videos.